Well, hey there, I'm Becky, and today I have got something brand new and exciting to share with you, and it is, let's see, drum roll please, not in this box, because it doesn't come in a box. It is an app, and today I want to share with you all about the brand new Next Steps app. Now, we have branded this app as a lifestyle app, and that is because this app is all about equipping you and inspiring you on the adventure of following Jesus in your everyday life and of growing spiritually. And we recognize that the most exciting parts of those journeys and the most important part of that journey happens in our everyday life. It can't happen inside an app. So this app is about equipping and inspiring you to adopt the lifestyle of a follower of Jesus. So when we talk about this app, we're going to be inviting people to track your spiritual adventure as you take next steps with Jesus as your guide. Without further ado, let's dive into the app, why it's worth using, and how you can use it. So here we go. Pulling up the Next Steps app. I love how this has been designed. It's so beautiful. Straight away, because I've logged in before, I've gone straight into the app. If you're logging in for the very first time, you're going to get a little introduction to the app, how you can use it, a little bit about navigating around, and then you're going to be landed here on your logbook page. Now imagine you were going on an adventure, on an expedition. You might have something like a logbook to track and record the journey that you are going on, something that you can use to look back on, to celebrate, but also to plan ahead. And this is how this app is very much functioning for your spiritual journey as you take next steps with Jesus as your guide, that it's a place to track, to record, to plan, to celebrate, and to mark your progress. So let's dive in to your logbook. What can you do here? So as you're going about your day, you've got 3 quick actions which you can take straight away. You've got your journal. As I'm going about my day, I've had a great conversation, or questions popped up in my mind, or there's something I've been reflecting on, something I feel challenged on. I can whack open my journal and I can record what it is that I'm thinking about, what it is that I've experienced or learnt that day, the questions that I'm asking, and I can add that to my journal, and I can always go back and see the different journal entries that I've made. So there you go, you've got a journal straight away. You can also add a life event, certain moments in life when we get certain pieces of news, when something changes in our lives. Those have a remarkable impact on our spiritual journey, don't they? So you can add and record life events here in your logbook. And finally, you can also add prayers. If there's something that you are speaking to God about, you can record that straight away as you go about your day. And you can also set that to be shared with others if you would like other people to join you in what it is that you're speaking to God about and that you're asking God for or thanking God for. Okay, moving down your logbook, you've got these 4 areas, and the 4 areas are your the core way that the app is divided up, and they are designed to help you move in the direction of those 4 things, of real relationships, better habits, new mindsets, and brave moves. So if you want to explore moving in the direction of any of those things, or put any of those things into practice as you open up your app, those are the 4 areas that you can head into. In a moment, we'll go into each of them in detail. Moving down, you've got your steps tracker. Here you can add a next step. So I just click this add button at the top right hand corner here. I can write my own. I can add sub steps in if I want to as well. But I can also adopt suggested steps. So we've got a bunch of suggested steps here. If I add those in, then they're going to come straight in to my logbook as I head back. There we go. I've got my new added in step. And actually I can see there are some sub steps in that one. So if I take a look in there, I can see some sub steps that have been suggested to me as well. As I go, I mark them off. Once they're green, they're done. Tick, tick, tick. And when I finally completed the step, are you sure you've completed this step? Hit yes. And there we go. I've earned a stone. Now, stones are a really exciting part of this app because it can be hard to measure our progress and hard to celebrate the little things in our spiritual growth journey. But these stones basically just amount to the progress that we're making. They're markers on the journey. And they're stuff that we can look back on and celebrate and see that we have been making some progress. So let's keep going. So now that I've collected a stone, I can see that there's this tab in my logbook which says stones, which has now got a little red stone on it. And it's telling me I've collected a new stone, a move stone. The move stone marks a completed step. You set a goal and you did it. Rock on. Nice pun, we appreciate that. So I will get stones as I complete different actions on this app, and I can go back and review my stones at any point to see where I've been making progress. Cool. Then you've got an activity log tab, which just is a recap of everything that you've done on the app: journal entries, stones collected, steps you've completed, etc. So there are your steps. Now you can edit a step at any time. Just hit this little pen icon. It's going to allow you to edit the step, add and change sub-steps, mark that you've completed certain steps. You can also delete a step if it's one that you've changed your mind about taking. And that is an overview of the central page of this app that you can come back to over and over again, your logbook. Okay, so I said we would do a deeper dive into each area that you can explore from your logbook. So let's start with your real relationships section. So in each of these sections, you're going to get featured media content that's going to help you to explore this area, inspire you. You might want to listen to this on the go. It might be something that you've got a bit of downtime. You've got some time where you can take some fresh inspiration when you could be scrolling through your social media feed or whatever, doing something that doesn't necessarily fill you up and inspire you for the road ahead. You can spend some time looking at the media that is constantly being uploaded into this app. So in the real relationships section, all media that's featured here can be discussed with others. So let's head into discussing the latest podcast episode, for example. We've got a discussion going on in this section, and other users of the app can contribute their thoughts, and you can input your thoughts and reflections on the discussion. So all you have to do is click the add button to add your own comment, type in your comment and hit post. You can delete a comment if you're not happy with what you've written. Okay, moving into the key section here below the surface, where all of the different comment threads and discussion threads are active in the real relationships section. So you've got all the ongoing discussions that are here. If you hit join discussion, that's going to open up one of those discussions. And then sometimes there's a little piece of media that you can read. Sometimes there's just a little prompt. What do you think to our new app? And you can start adding in some comments again. Be sure to check out our community guidelines as well to help you engage positively in the app. And also just a reminder that if you do see something on the app that isn't helpful or isn't appropriate, then you can always report that in to our admin team. So that is your below the surface section on the real relationship section. You can also head into face-to-face interactions. If you want to explore opportunities to connect with others face-to-face, then the app details all of the different in-person, on-site groups, events and courses that are running around Andover at the moment. And again, we've got another media highlight here. Now, anytime you see a piece of media on the app, once you view it, you've also got the option to set a next step, to save it to your media. I'll show you where that's stored in a moment, and also to head to the media section. So why don't we go ahead and do that now? Let's see what's going on in the media section. Now this can be accessed through any media item on the app or in the new mindsets area of the app, which I'll show you in just a moment. You can see we've got videos, podcasts, blogs, and book reviews. And again, anytime you open up a media item, at the bottom, you can set a next step, you can save it to my media, or you can view the latest media. Let's hit save to my media, and I'll just show you where that gets stored. My saved media, it will bring up an overview of that. And then you see that little disk drive in the top right-hand corner icon. Hit that, and that's going to show you your saved media. Now, do you notice every time I'm in a different section of the app, I've always got my logbook icon on the top right, and I can return to that at any point if I want to hit refresh. Okay, let's head now into the new mindsets section of the app. So this is your second area where you can explore. First off, we've got something called a new view. And a new view is about helping us to pursue a truth for today that's going to help us see things a little bit differently. It's a tiny little prompt just to switch your focus, switch your mindset around, to start reevaluating things and rethinking things according to Jesus's values, rather than just according to how we might naturally think about things or how the world might encourage us to think about things. So if I head into the new view, I'm going to be able to read the new view prompt for today. And at the end of that, I can either head into a time of praying, or I can also add a journal entry if I want to reflect on that new view for today. And that's always going to be refreshing every time you come back to your app. Secondly, we've got the prayer daily part of the app, and this is one of my favorite features. Head into prayer daily, and you'll see that it brings up a few options. You can begin a prayer time straight away. If you've just got a couple of minutes, you want some focused time to reflect and meditate and to listen to God and speak to God, you can head straight in and begin prayer time. Here, it's going to bring up a prompt that you can use if you want some help. Maybe you're very new to praying, or you find it hard to think of what to pray about, which all of us do. You can grab a prompt. Again, these will always change each time you come into the app, and you can use that to focus your prayer time. You can also pray for somebody else or pray for something you've submitted into the app. So there'll be reminders here of what others have added into the app and what you've added into the app that you're speaking to God about. So let's say I click tick, tick, I'm going to pray for both of those things today. Head into begin prayer time, and you can see it brings up this 2-minute timer, and some music plays. It's really calming, and I find it really, really helpful to kind of focus my thoughts, to have a little bit of background music. And I've got my prompts there, so I can remember the things that I have said that I'm going to use to prompt me to speak to God during that time. So I can hit play, begin my prayer time, and at the end, we're offered this choice. Do we want to trust God with our prayers? And that trusting God is an active decision that we can make. I hit I'm trusting God today. Okay, so let's now head into the better habits section. Let's see what habits we can work on. There's a core habit that you can work on in this section, which is in the Bible daily part of this app. So you've got prayer daily, where you can work on a new mindset, and you've got Bible daily, where you can work on a better habit that will really make a difference to your day. So as I head into prayer daily, what I love about this is it's a passage that follows on from what's happened the day before and will follow on tomorrow. So it's always working through a part of the Bible. So you're going to be able to track through the story, track through the narrative, track through the building ideas as they go along. And it means that every other user on the app is also reading the exact same thing that day. And I'll tell you why I love that in just a moment. But if we open this up, it's going to tell me that I'm currently reading the book of Luke. It's from the New Testament. It's a little title to tell me what's going on in this passage today. Jesus teaches about the most important commandment. And then if I scroll down to the bottom, the context of these verses that gives me the context of the book that this passage is taken from. So after I've spent some time reading that, refocusing my thoughts, learning from that, I can journal in my logbook, just hitting the logbook button down there on the bottom left, or I can add a comment. And I love this because everybody's reading the same thing. I can see what other people are saying about this passage today. We were never meant to just read the Bible in isolation. The Bible is a book that's for communities to engage with and explore together, and we learn best when we're able to reflect with others and hear how other people are processing and responding to what's going on in the text. So I love that you can jump in and add your own comment and your own reflection on that passage as well. So there you go. You will have worked on a better habit for that day. You could jump onto this when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, when you've woken up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, in your lunch break, when you're traveling. It's a great way to dive into a habit that will make a difference for that day. And then you're also going to have another media highlight in that section too. Let's jump into our final section, which is where we work on brave moves. It says, daring to walk by faith and leave the familiar route behind. We all get stuck in a rut. The only way out is to break with what you know and act without a guarantee, as scary as that can be. That's true, right? Get unstuck today. And in the brave moves section, it's really all about stories of people who have made brave moves, who have done something that's moved their life in the direction of faith rather than just hanging on to the familiar and the comfortable. So you can dive in, read some stories, and you can also add in your own story, submit your own story into the app, and that will get shared with other app users as well, and will be an encouragement to them too. So you just write in your story and then let us know whether we can share that story with other people too. Down the bottom of the Brave Move section, you've got some reflections on actually committing to Jesus's route in the first place. We want this app to be accessible and available and interesting and inspiring for people wherever they're beginning on that journey. The first brave move you might make as a result of being inspired by this app might be starting to follow Jesus's route. So there's a little bit of help to get you started on that, some steps that you can take in order to start that and to make that brave move, which again, you just tap to adopt like you do with the other steps in your logbook. So let's head back to the logbook now after we've completed some of those activities. You'll see I've earned a couple more stones because I've done some prayers, and also a core habit stone because I've engaged both with the prayer daily function and the Bible daily function. So 2 final features of the app and then we're done. Hit that top left icon of the heart and we're in our community feed. Now there are other users on this app who are also taking steps, also taking inspiration, and their stories and what they're doing might motivate you too. So if you want to see what other users are doing on the app, get some inspiration from that, you can head into the community function. Now you'll see there's a section that shows what you have been doing on the app and how others are responding. So people have the option to say that they found a comment of yours helpful. They can pray for the things that you have, the prayer requests you've entered into the app. And also they can cheer for you as you earn stones and milestones. And so here you'll be able to see how many people found your comments helpful and are cheering for you as you go along. And then we get to see the latest version of what other people are doing on the app. Comments that people are making on their discussions. We can scroll through there, hit view discussion if I want to head to that discussion. Prayers that have been shared. Milestones that people have mounted on their journey and I can cheer them on as they go. The latest content that's being uploaded into the app, again that will take us into our media section. Some little did you knows, these will change from time to time to help you to get to grips with using the app. We can share the app with a friend and I would really encourage you to do this if you begin using it and you're finding it helpful. And some suggested next steps that we can add, and if we tap them and adopt them here, they'll go straight into our logbook so we can view them the next time we're on there. So that's it. We would love to know how you're getting on with using the app. If you've got any questions about it and any feedback, things that we can implement as we take this forward, then you can email nextstepapp@andovercommunity.church. We're really passionate about the idea and excited about the idea that this app could be a great companion to you as you go on your journey or begin your journey or continue on your journey of taking next steps with Jesus as your guide. Hopefully this overview has been helpful to you, and we'll be back with more videos to help you make the most of this app.